Regardless of who you are and where you are, when you speak Russian, you will need these 6 words. Привет for hi, привет. Пока for bye. Пока. Пока is very easy to pronounce, even kids can pronounce it. Пока. Next is да. Да means yes. Нет means no. So да and нет. Спасибо is thank you. Спасибо. And the most difficult word for pronunciation is пожалуйста. Пожалуйста means you're welcome, or it can also mean please. These 6 words are crucial. And while they're settling into your memory, let's talk about this Be Fluent Russian course, what we're going to do here and how it's going to go. But you may be learning for your friends, for your family, for your loved ones. You might be just interested in the culture or want to go to Russia one day, or just use Russian wherever you are in the world. Regardless of why you're learning, I think all of you guys will want to speak Russian as a primary goal. Speak Russian to your friends, make friends and speak to them, speak to your loved ones, speak to Russians on the street. You want to speak Russian. And that's why this course will be dedicated to the spoken Russian that I speak to my family and friends, that I speak on the streets of Russia, that I hear others speak as well. So we will not go by the book Russian, but rather take a conversational and spoken approach. And for all of you guys who are learning Russian just starting out, I invite all of you to Be Fluent app with the first link in the description. It's our own app and a website where we have a more interactive approach to learning. We cannot have as much interactivity on YouTube, unfortunately. On the website, we can. We have an extensive Russian step-by-step course with guided lessons that will take you to the fluency in the Russian language. And each time you study something new, you will have a practical exercise to go along with it. So you can solidify your knowledge and make it concrete so you can last for a long time. We also have a vocabulary page where you can learn new words that you will never forget them in the long run. So it's a bit more interactive than here on YouTube, and I invite all of you guys to check it out for free with a free trial. See if you like it or not. You can check it out with the first link in the description. Now, back to our 6 words. Привет, пока, да, нет, спасибо, пожалуйста. You will use them every single day of your Russian speaking life. But I could have put these Russian words in Chinese hieroglyphics or some other language. If you don't know how to read Russian, these words would mean nothing to you. So the first lesson of this course, let's dedicate it to the Russian alphabet, learning how to read Russian. And Russian alphabet isn't that complicated. It's just you have to learn it and you have to get used to it. And here it is on your screen. Let's go over it line by line. First, just read this alphabet, get familiar with the letters, the way they are written. This is, of course, block letters. They're not cursive Russian, but I don't think you need to learn cursive at all when you speak Russian because most of the time you'll be just typing it out. If you want to take notes, yes, maybe you want to learn cursive, but I would say save your time on some other more complicated topics in Russian. So the very first letter is A. A. It's pronounced as A as if it's a letter in the word star. Star, A in Russian is the same exact way. Then we have B. B. Same as in English B, like in box. B. B. V as in voice. V. V. G as go. And this is the first letter that would look very differently from anything in the English alphabet. In fact, B was also a very weird looking letter as well. So G as in go. D like in day, but without the D, without the teeth being involved. D. It's more dull. In fact, D in dull is better. Ye as in yet. Ye has the same exact pronunciation as the yet in English. Yo without the your is the same exact sound as in English. Yo, yo, yo. J as in pleasure. J, j. A bit more, again, dull compared to English. But those dull versus not dull distinctions for you, if you don't hear the difference, say it as pleasure, the j sound in pleasure, everybody will still understand you. Z as in zoo, Z. E as in meat, E. Y as in boy, Y, Y. K as in cat, K. L as in lamp, L. M as in man, M. N. Then we have O. Then we have P. Then we have R. Of course, we don't have an equivalent in English. We have rock here, but we have to roll our R's. R, R. But in Russian, for when you roll your R's, you only have to vibrate your tongue to the top of your palate once. R, 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 R. You don't have to drag it out like R. You don't have to do that. S. Then we have T. Then we have U. Then we have F. Then we have H. Then we have Ts. Ts is a combination of two sounds, T and S. Ts, ts, ts. It's not S sound, it's ts, ts. Then we have Ch, like in chat, Ch. Sh. And then we have Sh. The difference between those two is very minor. Sh, as you can see, my lips are more forward. Sh, sh. Like in shrimp, shrimp, shrimp. Okay, so it's more forward. Sh, sh. Sh is more with your tongue being involved between your teeth. Sh, sh. Like in shoes. Sh, the first sound, is less natural for an English speaker because we don't have it in English as much. But the second sh is more common. But again, if you mispronounce these two letters and you say sh versus sh, everybody will still understand what you mean. As the time goes on, you have to practice it though. But for the beginner stages, there's no difference between sh and sh. Everybody will still understand you. Then we have heart sign. This one doesn't have a sound. It's simply for our spelling, which we'll cover later in this course. Then we have U. U, as you can see, there's no word in the English vocabulary because U is a sound that we don't have in English. U is E, sound E, like in meat, but the tongue moves back a little bit. So it's E, and then you move it back. E, U, 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 somewhere here. So this sound is very odd when you first learn it. Again, if you don't have it down, if you don't say it right, there's no problem. You will learn how to say it later. Don't worry. So it's U. Another letter that doesn't have a sound, it's a soft sign. Again, we will learn the usages of both hard and soft signs later. Then we have like in bet, Then we have U, like the whole word U is the sound of this letter, U. And then ya, as the word yard, ya, ya. Again, take a look at this alphabet, read it letter by letter yourself, and you have the reference with English. And with time, you may have to do it over and over and over again every single day until you're comfortable with each letter. Now, just knowing the letters doesn't mean anything. Let's learn how to read the Russian words. Let's start with something very easy, and these will be real words. Let's start with the first two easy words. Here they are on the screen. Pause this video and try to read them. The way it's read is как, so k-a-k, как. In fact, we have all of these letters in the English alphabet too. Как. And mama. Mama, of course, means mom. Mama. Both very easy words. All of them use a as vowels, so как and mama. Next, this and this. Pause this video and try to read it as well. This is Roma. Roma. So the first R, as you can hear, I say Roma. One vibration of my tongue to my palate for the R sound. R, 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 Roma, Roma, Roma. Okay? And then most, most. This S, T are read together, most. In Russian language loves consonant clusters. When there's a ton of consonants back to back to back. So this is just a preview to some of the more complicated words in the Russian language. Most. I hope it's easier so far. Next, this word and this word. Now they're a bit longer, Pause this video and read them yourself. The way to read this word is vilka. Vilka. Again, we have l, k, two consonants together. Vilka. Vilka. And then this is notebook. Notebook. Again, more letters, but they are not super difficult to pronounce because all of them will have a vowel next to them. Notebook. Notebook. In fact, this is a borrowed word from English. We have a lot of borrowed words that will mean a similar thing. As you can imagine, notebook is something similar to notebook, but it's a laptop in the Russian language. Don't worry about the meaning of these words yet. It's just for pronunciation purposes. That's all for the pronunciation practice. I hope that with the alphabet and new knowledge that you have acquired today, you were able to read these words. Again, if you haven't been able to read them, allow some time. You'll be able to read them later on, so no need to worry right now. It's just getting familiar with these letters. Back to our initial 6 words that we had in the beginning of this lesson. Now you can read them yourself. In fact, I'll close the English pronunciation. Try to read these words yourself now, and then play a video after that. Pause the video now and read it. Let's do it again, together. And I'm sure that after this lesson, these words will be in your memory already. So, привет, привет, привет. Пока is the easiest one of all, пока. You might have read it as пока because the second letter is O. We'll talk about the difference in pronunciation a bit later in this course, but this word is read as пока, as if the second letter is A, пока. We are already getting into some exceptions of pronunciation. Then we have да and нет. Да, нет, super easy. Спасибо, спасибо. And пожалуйста, пожалуйста. Now, one trick here, this y is not pronounced. We don't say пожалуйста. Пожалуйста, as if it's not even there. That is all for the theory of the Russian language for this lesson. But after each lesson of the first level, I'll share a long-term advice that if you internalize it, if you take it to heart, your progress will be much, much faster. And number one advice that I give to all of our students is spend more time with vocabulary. Learn more words. If you think about it, language is a combination of words. If you learn more grammar, you will know how to put those words together better. But if you don't have enough material, right, that knowledge of putting them together is pointless. Spend more time with vocabulary. And furthermore, to master the Russian language, you have to learn about, I would say, 5,000 to 6,000 words. So you better start the practice of, or the habit of learning vocabulary now, so that over a long period of time, you can amass that 5,000 to 6,000 words within 2 to 3 years. Grammar stuff will catch up. There's not as much hours that you need to spend, as many hours you need to spend on grammar as you do on vocabulary. Okay, that's my advice to all of you. Hope you've enjoyed this lesson. Again, if you want more interactive learning, join Be Fluent right here. 3-day free trial. Check it out. See if you like it or not. I'm sure if you like this lesson, you will love Be Fluent too. It's our own website. It's our own app. We put together the curriculum. We make the exercises. It's our own baby. Okay, check it out with this button, or keep on learning the Russian language with this next video. It's up to you.